Alright, so hello guys and welcome. We have a beautiful rainy day here, and today I really wanted to play Blackburn with the Final Fantasy cards. You can see them here framed by yellow and black, so basically Black Mage's Rod and cornered by Black Mages, but they are not available on the MTGO arena yet. This basically means that we will be able to play those cards in 3 days. They are ready on the 10th and today is the 7th. So you will definitely see this deck in a couple days. But today, since we are waiting for those cards to come here yet, we will be playing what's known as probably the strongest deck in Pauper right now. And that is, in my opinion, Giant Wildfire. So Giant Wildfire is very similar to Affinity. Of course, it somehow managed to play Writing Chrysalis. The shell is extremely grindy, the card draw is insane, it has removal, it has recursion, it doesn't even die to something like Dust to Dust, because the only lands that have the artifact type are the bridges, to of course play the Giant Wildfire, and the rest, as you can see, are just like basics and Twisted Landscapes, and okay, this version does play 2 Walls of Whispers. So the Wildfire ramps, so you know, if the Writing Chrysalis on turn 3 is not enough, you have the board vibes with the Shaman and the Analysis. As you probably know from Affinity decks, you have one Nyxborn Hydra, this can be a really big finisher. You even have pulls to return summer creatures from the graveyard. You have cast downs as well, the Spellbomb for a graveyard hate, which you can fit into main deck, which is of course crazy, since you can literally beat Dredge with this one card or one land spy or whatnot. If you are just playing this in main deck, which this deck can and Affinity can as well, is probably the reason why both of those decks are really awesome right now. It just has everything. And the sideboard, it is ready for a lot of different things, you know, Boggles and even something like Green Ramp. With the Evidence collection here, it's really good because they just sacrifice their best creature. Duress is incredible, you know, you can take a lot of burn spells, you can even take something like a High Tide, which High Tide is of course really popular and strong, and this deck usually does have a problem with that deck specifically, which is the reason why Pyroblast is played, I would imagine, and the same is true for Breath Weapon, although Breath Weapon isn't as good as it was before, I think it's still pretty good. I think playing something like Sulphurous Blast could maybe be a good option, since all of the really good and important cards that Red has now have 3 life, like the Flame Breather or the Alchemist, but this does kill Sneaky Snackers, it does kill, you know, small goblins if you're playing against Mono Red Synthesizer, and it does kill Gutter Snipes, which is the new burn meta. I've built that burn deck in Pauper as well, it's really great. And 4 weathers, so they are really ready for burn. I've not built this deck, this is by Kiki's, which is a builder of this deck, and they've played this deck a lot, so I've just taken one of their copies. This is basically the stock Giant Wildfire, so let's see how powerful the best deck in the format really is. Okay, so we go first here against Small Bear 22. And final hand, which is, I think, very much a mulligan. We have only one land, I think they play like 20 in the deck, and it's a forest, so that has to be a mulligan. This hand has 2 colors, it doesn't have red, but we can Fanatical Offering something, so I think we can try this. Let's keep this one and put a Shaman to the bottom of the deck. We can, of course, Shaman plus Analysis, we have this in the main deck, so that's good. They did mulligan to 6 as well, so at least that's something. We will roll with a forest, because green is the more aggressive color, so they might think they need something to get on the board here really quickly. We might be like a ramp or something, right? Okay, we find the Wildfire. We have no bridges and no red source yet, so this will need to wait definitely. Let's just chill and hope we draw some viable source here. Maybe like Wellspring would be absolutely great here, I think. They go Perilous Mare. So I think this is like Rakdos Sacrifice. I may have played against this deck before. It's very aggressive, quite powerful as well. Hey, Bridge is amazing for next turn, let me tell you that. So we will run the Drosforge Bridge, and do we want to play something here? I think definitely not, we just chill here. Yeah, Footlight Fiend, this is probably more of their sacrifice fodder. And they probably do sacrifice something. Oh, it's a Vampire's Kiss instead. So this is like creature-based madness probably, I would think. We go to 17, okay. So if we draw a land, we could play a refurb. We could play a refurb anyway, but I really want to hit my land drop here. Even if it's necessary with the cleansing Wildfire. So I think we'll do that. Another option is to just play Wellspring. If we hit a land, it's incredible. If we don't, well, it's not the best, right? But we can hit a land with Wildfire as well, so let's try that. I think this deck plays more 1-drop black cards than green cards, so let's keep up a Swamp and let's Wildfire the bridge. And we already have a red source. Do we need more red sources? I mean, probably. Let's take a mountain here. Find another bridge, that's great. Sadly cannot play the refurb, but I think we'll do that maybe next turn. And something is telling me the analysis will be really relevant against them. Because of the lifelink, right? That's more mirrors. That's actually insane damage. This is 5 damage by itself, and they get to attack every turn. Okay, Wellspring. So, I think let's start out with the Wellspring here, because this makes sure that the refurb is 1 mana. Swamp. Let's play Swamp. Let's go for refurb. They do discard a card. Hopefully it's not something like Fiery Temper. It's a Swamp. Okay, I don't think they needed that. Although they could discard it with a blood token, so that's great. And let me think here. Do we just sacrifice the Wellspring and then maybe like put a map on this guy? Could be quite nice, right? But I think I will just play another Wellspring here, maybe preparing for the Shaman and leaving the Toxin open if something crazy happens. Hey, Galvanic Blast is great. Maybe not right now, but I think it will come in handy, right? They tap for black and they village right, so it's this deck. It's Rakdos creature sacrifice, very clean. They deal 1 damage to the refurb, sadly we can't do much against that, right? So another play last turn was to Fanatical Offering and use the map, but then they would simply sack the Perilous Mare and it would die anyway, right? Gorehound, interesting. So that's a Galvanic Blast target, I think. Or we can just Shaman, honestly, with Toxin and chill. Should be fine at that point, right? Pulse is great because we can return the Shaman. This is really coming together as far as life gain goes. I think I will just actually Shaman Analysis this time and then maybe Fanatical Offering in response. Which means we can then pulse it. I do like this a lot. Let's play a Shaman. Let's play a Toxin Analysis. They maybe kill it or something, or okay. They try to deal 2 damage to that, so we will first deal 1 damage to each creature, sacrificing the Wellspring. We will draw the card and leave the triggers on here. We will sacrifice even the other Wellspring, I would think. We will draw a card. Here's the refurb, that's great, we can play that. So with that in mind, we can simply tap these 2 lands and offering the Shaman. Drawing Eviscerators, that's good. We'll kill the board, we will of course take some damage. 3 or 2. Interesting sequence. Okay, and the Toxin Analysis fizzles here. So this was great actually. We can instantly return the Shaman, which is kind of funny, but I would like to play the refurb here probably. Leave up a Galvanic Blast, that sounds like a play. Let's play Bridge then and play the refurb. We have a Blast if they play some creature. Mountain. Okay, so they were flooded, but again, it's a fodder for the blood token, so we are glad to discard it. Yeah, this deck is nasty. I mean, the fact that you're so ready for burn in the main deck is pretty nasty, not gonna lie. Not many decks can fit life gain into their main deck, as well as Graveyard Hate, right? But this deck can just do it all. Okay, Sticky Fingers. Interesting choice in a deck like this. But I can definitely see why they play it, that's for sure. It's actually kind of a cool deck here. It's like Madness, but with... Okay, Gorehound, that can be Galvanic Blasted, I think. No black mana, so no sacrifice in there as well. You know what? Let's not do it. Hey, Lembas, that's more life gain, see? Like, this is kind of crazy. I want to keep the Galvanic Blast for something else. This 1/1 is not super menacing as of right now, right? So we can definitely go to combat first and attack for 2 in the air. They cannot block this. And then we can go for a Probably a Lembus, I would think. This is some incidental life gain, which is super important. Bridge. I don't think we need more lands. This is why the scry from Lembus is so incredible. And we draw the big guy here. Okay, so let's play land for a turn and do 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the Chrysalis. And I will be honest, if they untap with this black mana, they could just sacrifice the Gorehound to gain more cards. So we might actually make the weird play here and just Galvanic Blast it right now. And we could then do something with the tokens, end of turn, right? Either Pulse or Wellspring, so we will chill here. We could also map right now, but I don't think we are in a hurry here, so let's just chill. Mayhem Patrol, I've never seen this card before. Menace, whenever this creature attacks, target creature gets +1/+0 and has Blitz. What's Blitz? Oh, that's a sweet card, kinda. I don't know how good it is, but it's pretty sweet. And are they blitzing it or are they just playing it? They're just playing it, probably. Do they suck it? Oh no, they don't. Okay. Okay, so we will, I think, sacrifice one spawn here and sacrifice the map token to gain some more cards. Spell Bomb for Graveyard. That's good. So this has Menace. We need to be careful about that. Or maybe we just find a kill spell. We will see. Refurb is, of course, nasty yet again. So I think nothing is preventing us from attacking yet. We will attack first. See what they are up to. I think probably nothing, since they are all tapped, right? Okay, they go to 17, which is sweet. We are slowly getting there. So we will basically play everything that we can here. So let's go for Refurb first and see what the last card is. They have to be so annoyed by this, and I completely understand if they are. It was a Village Rites. That's a nasty discard. That's really annoying, right? And we can even go for a Spell Bomb. I don't believe they have some important synergies with the graveyard, so we can immediately pop it, right? Pay the black. Cast down is good. We may actually cast it right now before they untap, because again, they could draw a sacrifice spell to draw, so that might be something. So we do this main phase because of that, and we have pools ready. We have the sacrifice mana ready for Lembus, which the life obviously important against them. I still can't believe that the deck can fit things like Lembus and pools, simply to just gain a tons of life against random burn decks like this. Very annoying. End step, do we sacrifice the Lembus? I don't think so, right? Another Chrysalis, okay. Is this lethal? It's probably not, right? That's 6, 10, no, it's not, okay. Let's go to combat first, attack with everything but the spawn. And it's time for Chrysalis number 2, and if I were them, with a really cool brew like this, I would be pissed, and yeah, I completely understand here. Let's go to game 2. So what do we know? Well, we know they have some non-creature spells that give them cards, so Duress could be great, and probably Weather the Storm. Breath Weapon seems like a bait a little bit, simply because, well, it really depends. It really depends. I'm not sure what's in their deck, so I think we might try something like cut 2 Shamans. We will keep the Toxin because of the lifelink, but let's bring out 2 Breath Weapons. The cast down isn't super great in this matchup, and the Galvanic Blast isn't that good either. Let's bring 3 Duresses, and definitely need to fit some Weather the Storm. So Nyxborn Hydra isn't necessary in this matchup, I feel like. And let's got 1 Offering, 1 Wellspring, and 1 Nihilist Spell Bomb. We'll bring... Okay, I've changed my mind. Let's bring only 3 Weather the Storms. And let's try the game 2 here. Alright, so this is a very interesting hand. So basically all the lands are tapped when we consider the landscape, but we do have 2 Breath Weapons, so we can deal with some early threats. I think this is a keep, and since we are going second, we have a chance to draw into more stuff. And if you're watching right now, what is your favorite deck in Magic the Gathering? I'm most interested about that. They instantly go Footlight Fiend with a Swamp, okay. So this seems like the fast start we were talking about. Refurb is a great draw, especially with 3 bridges, right? Let's run the Drawsforge bridge first. and say go. This is so that we can play the landscape next turn if we draw Cleansing Wildfire. We can also keep the landscape for turn 3 to curve out the breath weapon if necessary. Get hit for 1. And nothing. Okay, cast down is interesting. I think we will chill. Let's play a Slagswood Bridge and say go. 1, 2. Shock Brigade. I know this card actually. Menace Mobilize 1. Yeah, that's a good card. When left with no answers, so we will answer. Hit us for 1, okay. What's really like scary here is that if we cast it down, they could just sacrifice, right? Which I guess we can't really escape at the same time, so... Is cast down the play here? I think cast down is the play here, definitely. On a bigger creature like this, I don't think it will find much more value in the later stages. If they have like village rights, great for you. They do not, okay. And again, let's play a Slagswood Bridge. This means the refurb is 1 mana, which... Yeah, that's a crazy card for 1 mana. There have been some talks about banning this card as well, and... You know, my opinion is very divided on this card because it enables some really cool decks. Like for example, in Oars of Blade, this is a staple and it's kind of healthy there because the deck is not as good. But in decks like this, it can feel really oppressive when returned with Blood Fountain. So is this a breath weapon angle plus refurb? I think it just might be, right? This is enough mana value for me. They didn't have village rights. Can speak last turn, so I don't think they will have them right now unless they just drawn them. So let's run main phase breath weapon first, my favorite, and it did work. They did not draw into village rights or corrupted conviction. Deal 1 to us, and we will start being annoying with refurbished familiar. Lightning Bolt is a big discard, so this guy basically has gained us 3 life right now, which is awesome for 1 mana 2/1 with flying. Yeah, incredible. Another Footlight Fiend, which is awesome. What is that, Abrade? Oh, this guy plays Abrade. We were just talking about this and comparing it to Suplex in the Final Fantasy set. That's cool. Cool sideboard card. Okay, so the Footlight Fiend is definitely not worth breath weaponing, but we do need to find some lands. So we will draw 3 with the Spell Bomb, I believe. Play a Spell Bomb. Oh, we can't. We can't, can we? Yeah, we don't have mana for that. And that's not even a misplay because we just don't have mana no matter what I do. Okay, so I think we will forgo the card from Nihilist Spellbomb and we will cast Eviscerators inside here. Because that's 2 cards, we really need to find a land, so let's try that. In that case, I should have probably tapped the bridge instead, but we will see what we draw. Yeah, I should have tapped the bridge instead. Yeah, for sure. At least we have a land, so that's positive. They go to combat first. Good discipline before playing any spells. Oh, they do nothing. Okay. So we will just start jamming Writing Chrysalises. We could play the Blood Fountain as well, which we maybe should. I wanna crack this landscape at some point, but we are not struggling with colors. We have everything we could need, except we have only 1 black source, right? So we can be a little greedy here, and we will crack the landscape for Swamp end of turn, I believe. Let's play Chrysalis, and let's pass the turn. Chrysalis should remain on the battlefield for some time, because I can imagine unless they have direct removal, this can be a really tough card to get rid of for a deck like theirs. Demand answers, probably sacrificing the Footlight Fiend, smart. Oh, discarding a card. Village Rights. Really, Village Rights. Instead of playing it on the Fiend. Okay, okay. Okay. Vampire's Kiss? Sure. Probably need to find some life gain sooner or later, I believe. No attacks. And we cracked the landscape for Swamp here. We now can play the game. Weather is crazy. We could even do Fountain inside Weather. Do we get better than 3 in this? Oh, we could maybe even do something crazier. Hold on. Let's attack first if they want to block. This means the 1 token will die if they block, but they will. Okay, so they will shoot down the token, I guess. Or maybe our face. Maybe they don't see value in killing the small tokens. No, it's the token. Okay, so we sacrifice it in response. We could inside it in response. Yeah, that's actually better. And this is like more nasty combos with this deck because you can just like 1 mana for sacrificing it and then just pay a black and sacrifice like the other one, for example, which I feel like is pretty good. Find a Wellspring and a Galvanic Blast. Okay. So the 1 damage fizzles. And we just can go like full life here. So I think we will actually. We will just go Blood Fountain. I will Galvanic Blast their face as well. We have some gas in the hand as well. And then we finish it with Weather the Storm. We are at 25. This will be tough for them. Really, really tough. But they do not give up, which is respectable, of course. Oh, just as I said. So that's 2-0 against Rakdos Burn with creatures. Again, interesting deck, but random decks like that, I guess, have no chance against John Wildfire, the menace of Pauper. So let's jump into a different game now. Okay, game number 2. We go second against Louis MG. I mean, sorry, we go first, actually. And find a hand that very glaringly lacks the black source. And we are going first, so this might be really, really hard. Are we being greedy? I mean, yes. Let's keep. Let's run the bridge and say go. The only playable card in this hand right now is Galvanic Blast, so... you know, let's hope that maybe we can pray for a black source. Oh, might be white Weenie. Uh-oh, Novice Inspector, okay. That's a decent matchup, actually. Hey, Lembus, okay. So we'll play the Lembus, trying to find the black source very badly. Toxin is really good, but not in this sense. So let's put it on the bottom. This is not the situation. Hey, here's a Swamp, great. Love it. If they play something like Core Skyfisher, which it looks like it may be, I think we will Galvanic Blast that after playing Refurb, right? It's Core, right? Yeah, it's Core, okay. So their deck is very methodical. We will be prioritizing getting rid of creatures with flying because the Shaman does not kill them. Chrysalis, okay. So Refurb first. This card can be good for them because they have Strands and... Yep. Okay, we will say go. We will attempt to Galvanic Blast when they attack because the Strands is in the graveyard, so it could be simply stranded if we blast right now. I think we will catch them with the Galvanic Blast off guard, maybe. Next turn will probably be a search for land, I can imagine. We really need to make land drops with this deck every turn if possible. So maybe it's a little bit bad to be disciplined here, because if they attack first, this means the Galvanic Blast snipes the Fisher. That's what's gonna happen, I believe. Do we have 1, 2, 3? We have 3, so we have Metalcraft on. Yep, and it's gone. Another Fisher, probably returning the clue. Or maybe the land, you know, returning the land does make sense a lot. Yes. Okay, Shaman, that's one piece of the puzzle to actually kill them, but... or rather to remove their board, but... we will probably Fanatical Offering the Lembus main phase. We need to find some lands here. Did not find any lands. This might be a little funky. We could map it up, which is the only thing we can do right now, or maybe play Shaman. But then if they have Traben Charm, we cry again, so let's map it up on the Refurb, preventing some of their attacks. Oh, never mind, find this land, and we can't play it again because of we've just sacrificed the map, but I'm glad to find this source. Definitely lucky that we managed to make a land drop this turn. We can go Chrysalis. I think we can skip a land drop next turn for writing Chrysalis. So they have 2 clues now. Okay. Tap 2 for Traben Charm, really? Okay, I mean, I have no problem with Data's for 3, that's really fair. I think they might miss the Traben Charm a little bit. Oh, Twisted Landscape is like the best draw here because we can literally just... hold up. 1 artifact, so that would be 3 mana. That's not worth it, right? That's definitely not worth it. Play Chrysalis here. My bad. I tapped wrong. Obviously need to add green here. We can even the end of turn pulls if we really want to. If we don't want to crack this landscape, we can just pulse back the refurb, which I think we actually might do. That, I bet, is really annoying to get refurbed all over again. Though they have 2 clues. 2? Ooh, they have Journey. What? Nasty stuff. Okay. We don't have a counter for that. Journey is great. I love Journey in White Weenie, not gonna lie. I think this card is super underrated. Even in like Boros Synthesizer, pretty nasty. Oh, never mind. We don't have a green source. That's no pulse here. So we will just take this damage here. No blocks. We're starting drop really low, but we will crack this. 4. I guess green source here. Hey, here's Vault of Whispers, that's great. So number 1, I think we will Fanatical Offering here, one of the tokens, and see what we can cook with. This also can give us 3 artifacts for double refurb, extremely nasty. Extremely nasty. Wow, that's really cool. Let's go refurb 1. We have to remember, they do have Prismatic Strands. They do have Prismatic Strands. So if we attempt to remove something with damage... Oh, Raffine is great, this card. Let's see what the last card is. I mean, they rather discarded Raffine than the last card, so the last card has to be Juice Man. And it was. The Pack Beast would be insane, right? Refurbished Familiar is a very funny card. We could map. We could also wait for pulse. Not sure what's the best choice here. I don't think we will pulse back the refurb. I would love to pulse back the Chrysalis, but it's exiled. I think we will just make a map token here on one of these guys so that they can block the Skyfisher if possible. Or we find a land, you know, that's another possibility. What's the revealed card? Fanatical Offering. We are lacking gas here. I think we will keep offering. We are lacking gas, so we need to draw more. No graveyard here. And say go. Okay, they play 2, crack a clue, so they will start riffling the hand. If they find a land, yeah, they can crack a second clue or play something else. So they have removal, obviously, right? What could they have? I think the only removal they could have is Traben Charm. So we will try block this, and if they Traben Charm, they Traben Charm. I do not mind at all. They probably have it. They wouldn't attack like this, I believe, otherwise. But they have Strands. I was like, oh, we can't forget about Strands. So I should have blocked here, yeah. But okay, this means they have no Strands now, and that's huge. That's huge. It also means we can pulse back. Okay, so how much mana do we have? 4, 7. This is enough for everything, I think. Okay, we sacrificed the token though, so it might not be. Okay, let's sack the spawn first. See if we find something cool. Toxin is amazing. Toxin is amazing. We could pop that right now, but I think we will wait. I think we will run a pulse here for a refurb. We gain 6, which is great. So basically, the only misplay, but it was quite a big one we made, was with the Strands. I completely forgot about that. Run refurb, see what they discard. They draw, so they have more card selection. That's fair. Smart. And they find a land, so this is good. They didn't really want to discard this card. And let's play a bridge and just say go. Do we attack? Yeah, we do, right? Yes, sir. They play the Grange and make the Skyfisher extremely big. Okay. And a Pack Beast. I'm starting to see value with the Shaman plus Toxin, not gonna lie. Hey, Wildfire as well, so yeah. I think that's what we do here. Let's attack first. So this is in air, so I assume no blocks. We will see, of course. Do you think they have a Traben Charm in their hand right now? That's a good question. I don't think so, and we can afford to sacrifice 3 things to clear this if we really need to. So let's run a Shaman. Use Toxin on it. It worked. Clue or map? I think we map, probably. Back to 19. We can also kill this guy, and we are just miles ahead now. Yeah. So we will definitely use a cast down here on the Skyfisher. 3-4 is a big guy. They crack for a clue. I think we might eviscerate this inside the land. I think we have a lot of lands, but the clue can help us draw. which I think is quite a big deal here. We can do that on their turn though. Or we can just Cleansing Wildfire, which I think is safer. Let's Cleansing Wildfire. It also thins the deck of more lands, which is smart to do first. Let's pull out the forest. Find another Cleansing Wildfire. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, Raffine is good. Raffine is definitely good. Battle Screech is great as well. So defined is Nihilist Spellbomb right now, to exile it, if possible. Go to end step, okay. Find another cast down, which is very good. So first, let's actually Cleansing Wildfire so that we get rid of the last basic in the deck before we draw more cards. And we will attack right after this, I think. That's a good idea. What I've realized is that sometimes it's actually fine to do things before attacks, because the result of those things can sometimes dictate even if you want to attack or how do you want to play your next turn. Okay, so we have no basics now, so this is draw a card. Let's attack now. I think we are clear in the waters now. They Trabant Charm one of them. See? Beautiful. Exactly what we were waiting for. We will Eviscerate us inside the Refurbished Familiar. Bridge and Fountain. Fountain is absolutely magnificent in this setup, so yeah. Also no Trabant Charm to exile the graveyard. I don't know how many Weenie plays. I think it's like 2 or 3, right? So if we take a look at the grave here, we do have some great creatures to return, including the Refurbished Familiar and the Shaman, both very important in this matchup. But we are still in the attacking step. And second main, if we had an untapped land, I would play a Fountain and immediately activated it, but as of right now, I think I will chill. I think I will just play the Fountain, and we will leave up cast down, maybe cracking the clue in the process sometimes, depending on what they play. Now my goal is not to let them activate Battle Screech. That's probably the biggest goal here. So I will cast down this Informant if it means they could activate Battle Screech with it, if they play summer creatures, right? Yeah, I will say it again, this deck is nasty. I've seen it whenever I played against this deck. It was really hard, and what's also true is that this deck is not super difficult to play. I think regular Affinity is much more difficult to play. Giant Wildfire isn't super difficult to play, I feel like. You just have those massive piles of value with your cards, and you just outgrind most decks, honestly. Okay, land number 6, that's unlucky. Do we let them hit us for 3? Let me see, do they have some really big creatures in there, or can we cast down safely? I think we can cast down safely, they have 0 cards in hand. Yeah, I was thinking about letting this through and cracking the clue, but I will cast it down. More cast downs, okay, I'm at the point where we could simply just discard a cast down, but okay, number 1, let's crack a clue here. That's what the first thing we will do. Draws Forge Bridge. I think we will cycle that. Twisted Landscape. We could cycle that later if we want to. I won't be greedy here, and oh, no, it's fine. We will do 1, 2, and 3, and maybe even 4, and we will return Refurb. What's funny about that is that it just draws us cards, simply because the card is not balanced. Look, we draw into Chrysalis, oh cool. Now we could even like play the Twisted Landscape, honestly, but because we will draw into an Nyxborn Hydra, but no, let's play another Refurb and see what that brings. And you know what, let's play the land drop, and let's play the Wildfire. Why play the Wildfire? We have no basics, well, we just want to draw a card and have a land for next turn. No basics. Hey, another Twisted Landscape, we can cycle that later. And they are on 2-turn clock right now with 6 damage in the air with refurbs. Hey, okay, Noise Inspector is actually good. We still need to be careful about the... what was that? The... Battle Screech. And never mind. We win the first game, wasn't even close. Let's see what we can do in the sideboard. So in the sideboard, I don't think Weather the Storm is that great. I also don't think Extract the Confession is that amazing, although it can be nice. Definitely Breath Weapon is kind of an MVP here, not gonna lie. I do like that card a lot. Basically, we could run this deck again as it is, but we will go down Lambus, and it's actually hard because all of those cards are really good. One offering for 2 breath weapons, and I do want some duresses. I think they will bring some artifact hate like Revoke Existence. So we will try to find a way to fit a couple duresses into the deck. I think with this we can remove 1 shaman. I do still kinda like the toxin. I'm removing the pools and bringing 2 duresses. Let's see how this will work. Hopefully very well, of course. Okay, we go second here, of course, and we find actually a beautiful hand with Cleansing Wildfire into turn 3 Chrysalis. And Shaman and Toxin in the same hand. That's kinda incredible. We will keep this. Started with a Novice Inspector. Okay, so we start with the bridge. Playing turn 2 Wildfire is probably the play. They are thinking really hard. Oh, and it started with their turn, okay. Second Plains, roll an Informant. That probably can be a quick combo with Battle Screech. Hey, so they had a really powerful start. Find a cast down. I think we will use Writing Chrysalis anyway. Turn 3. Well, at least we want to. So cast down, we could do that this turn. But I think ramping is better, although this could spiral into like extremes with the Battle Screech, but let's do it anyway. Sorry, typed wrong. And I was thinking about if we want to find a black source or a red source. I think probably a black source. We have more black cards in the deck, and we don't want the black source to share a red source. So let's go for a swamp here. Wellspring, decent. Now, of course, the Battle Screech is great because the creatures fly. So this means that, you know, the Shaman doesn't necessarily kill them. This is why we have sideboarded in the Breath Weapon, which deals with this amazingly. Okay, they go to combat, attack us for 4, which is a lot. Skyfisher back the Inspector, I would assume, and play the Inspector. Yep, really good. Wildfire again, okay. So if they have something like Trabant Charm, or we could actually take a turn off here as well. Because if they have something like Trabant Charm or Journey, this hurts, right? This does hurt. But again, the Writing Chrysalis even is kind of a ramp. It provides more mana for next turn, which is honestly kinda the nitty gritty of the card, so we'll just play it. You can never go wrong with playing Chrysalis on turn 3, right? And we are not sure if they even have the Journey or Trabant Charm. Okay, Raffine, so that's good. This means we have effectively blocked their board, but they can tap it to make some tokens with Battle Screech as well. Yep, here it comes. A lot of creatures. You know, Breath Weapon would be crazy here. Definitely need to draw that at some point. Oh, they play the Battle Screech and then use the Battle Screech from the graveyard. Yep, and Novice. So Breath Weapon is bread and butter here at this point. Really important. We could be dead next turn if they have the buff card +2/+2. Wellspring, okay. So I think we need to play Shaman here actually. Yeah. It's weird, but I think we need to play Shaman here, not gonna lie. Let's start out slow. Let's sacrifice one of these guys. Go for a Wellspring first. This could be Breath Weapon, right? Hey, another Shaman. Okay. So let's go for... I think, let's just play the Landscape. Let's go Wellspring number 2. Because this still could be a Breath Weapon. Would you look at that? Okay, let's be real. It's actually pretty smart from us that we played it in a way where we have mana for it after 2 Wellsprings, but... You know, yeah, I mean, what can I say, bro? So only the Skyfisher will be left after this, okay. Well, that's very unfortunate. And we can attack for... We also don't have to, actually, but... We can just create this as a blocker, but yeah, you know what, let's attack for 4 here. We have Shaman, plus Cast Down. They don't have much gas, but they do have 3 clue tokens, which definitely helps. They revoke Existence, the bridge, that was super aggressive, and they crack a clue second, so... Okay, so this is a cast down target, probably. Hey, Insight is great. We are lacking a red source currently, so... Let's attack for 4 first. This is actually a difficult situation because we need to cast down as well. So yeah, it's probably a turn off angle, unless we really believe we can find another land with the eviscerators inside, which would be like pretty risky. But you know what? I like the risk. I like the odds. I like the odds. Fountain, not it. Hey, beautiful. And we also can crack the landscape at the end of their turn for a red source probably, so that's sweet. Crack a clue. Journey, okay. So we are on a clear board here, you know, like nothing happened ever. Basically we are starting the game over here. Clancy, hey, how are you doing? I'm crazy, risk equals gain. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's how we play Magic here, let's go. The odds are against us, yet we still hit lands. Okay, they go to combat. And we crack this for a mountain. We don't have a red source right now. We are lacking bridges, but we can chill here. What do we have in the graveyard? 0 creatures. Okay, 0 creatures. No enchantment hate though. No enchantment hate. We could eviscerators inside again, the Wellspring, and take a turn off, but I'm for a Lembas here. Cast down is good. Like, cast down is good. I don't think we've played a land though, so bye. Hey, Chrysalis, that's also really good. You know, let's roll out another Wellspring. Hey, Refurb is good. Okay, I wanted to play Shaman here because even if they try to kill it, it's like a force on the battlefield. If they try to kill it, we draw 2 with the Wellsprings, which is amazing, right? They crack a clue, no clues left though. They have 4 cards in hand, that's nothing to sneeze at. I do assume they have a Prismatic Strands somewhere in there. One of those cards was a land. That's good for us. Also, I love these planes from Taros as well. Why would you? Let's sacrifice them in response and draw those cards. I guess it kills the Shaman for 3 mana, but it gives us 2 cards. But I guess it's fair. If they don't like the Shaman, it's legit, right? It's not an unreasonable play. So I think we keep things simple here. We just play the bridge, play the Writing Chrysalis, and we don't have 2 artifacts if I'm not mistaken, so there is no refurb probably, but there is a Blood Fountain. This also means the Wildfires are ready to go because we have the bridge. You're packing your stuff, you're going to arrive home Monday. Oh, you're coming here! That's awesome! And are you going to visit your grandma, or are you gonna be here in Prague? Or both, actually. Okay, this Revoke is pretty nasty, but it's a 1 mana artifact, we can deal with that, right? We have 1 more in the deck. I've taken out the Pulse of Murasa, so the creature recursion is lacking a little bit. And combat step. And end step. We do have 3 artifacts now, so we can play both familiars, so they discard both cards. That's so nasty, dude. Seriously, that's so... Let's attack for 2. There was also a line where we sacrificed these guys and played things before combat, but let's chill here. Refurb number 1. What are we discarding here? Ooh, Guardian's Pledge, that's a grey hit. And what's the other card we're discarding here? We don't have a black source though. Home Granulator, okay, we can play some Magic if you want. I will also give you the Town Greeters I've ordered from Black Knight for your dredge as well. I didn't forget. Yeah, and we go to 0. I felt like I was cheating a little bit with this deck against White Weenie. They can't do that much against this deck, let's say, yeah. Alright guys, so I'm back with the conclusion, and as expected, this deck is really strong. We've lost only 1 game, but that was against Burn, and it was because we drew just 2 lands, and the other games against something like a Rakdos Sacrifice or Mono White Weenie, we absolutely dominated. And the fun part is, there weren't even many very difficult decisions. It was simply just play your cards in the right spots, and you just have so much value with cards like Writing Chrysalis and the Shaman combo. You even somehow fit the Blasts and Lambus and Pulse of Murasa for the accidental life gain. So you are very versatile with your deck, honestly. So much card draw, so much value, so much recursion with the Fountain and the Pulse, which also gives you life. It's pretty insane, and the sideboard is very well optimized. The duress was great. The Pyroblast. The Pyroblast was really powerful. The Breath Weapon, incredible against Mono White Weenie. We didn't get to play the Confession, but the Weather the Storm is very important in this meta. There are so many red burn decks that it's insane, and Weather the Storm is really a card you probably want to be playing if you're playing green. So yeah, so basically if you don't have a Pauper deck or you're looking for a very strong Pauper deck, chant Wildfire. If you don't care about the morals, because I think this is genuinely like overpowered with all the value and raw stats and grindiness this deck gets, you can definitely build chant Wildfire and be happy about it. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think is the strongest deck in Pauper in your opinion, and I will see you soon, and bye. And can't wait to play this mono black burn deck with the Final Fantasy cards.